Well, good morning, everyone. Everyone knows who I am, David Munoz, or hopefully. I have been with Synergy Worldwide for going on 5 years now, a proud Synergy distributor. I have learned as I've gone in my journey as a Synergy distributor, and in the process, I want to say it has been, let's say, an interesting experience because I've learned that the journey is not necessarily what you learn or who you meet, but more importantly, who you become. And what I learned is that, or what I've become is a better person all around, especially in being able to share my knowledge and share what I've learned. So this morning, what I'd like to share with you is a little bit of what I have stumbled upon and learned and tried to improve upon, and that is creating simple video techniques for both Facebook and YouTube. Now, what we're going to go over today is especially simple. I did not want to complicate it. I wanted to make it as simple as I can for anyone to be able to use it. So the videos that I will be talking about this morning will be videos that are based on a simple 15 to 30-second clip that we can grow on. Now from that, later on in the video or later on in this presentation, we'll go over maybe a little bit more advanced things you can do, but certainly for now it's really to the basics. Now, the thing we want to do, of course, is try to empower ourselves. So in this wonderful journey that we have, which is the Synergy business, we can continue to grow in 2017 and beyond. That will help us become better distributors and help us become better to the people around us. One of my resources are the Jim Rohn videos. I hear them all the time. I love this gentleman. He's no longer with us, but he's left behind a wonderful legacy. And one of the things that I remember, and I repeat to myself, is that a formal education will make you a living, but a self-education will make you a fortune. And that means that we are always in the process of education. Education is a lifelong journey. I've learned that really, really well, especially in my Synergy business. The more I know, the more valuable I become. And of course, the more my business is growing and hopefully will continue to grow. So we have the privilege, as I said, of being Synergy distributors. And the one thing we need to have in our mind is a very solid mindset. The solid mindset that we have the best product and we belong to a company of high integrity and we are in a position that is really leading the pack in the quality products, which will really filter in additional money. So we don't say we sell a product, we say we provide a solution. At least that's what I tell my customers. They want to try as many products as they can. There's a lot of great products out there, that's fine. But when they want a solution to either weight loss, controlling their cardiovascular health, looking for more energy, or a business opportunity, we have a fantastic solution with a great group. And I often ask, what's the most expensive natural product you could buy? And of course, that is the one that doesn't work. So that means that if they really want to find something that will address their needs, then simply let's have a conversation. Let's stop guessing and let's start working with something that has proven track record that will help our customers. And of course, that will lead to growing our business. That's what it's all about. And that's what this webinar is all about. Handing tools, techniques that will help us grow a business. So let's talk about the traditional model. I mean, everyone should be familiar with what is in their briefcase. I call it the Synergy Field Toolbox. In the toolbox, you should have business cards before you go out there and talk to customers. Obviously, you will have your reference materials that you can share with customers. The 90-day brochures are always good. The resources we have, CDs, and of course, we need product samples. These are tools that we should already have, we should already be empowered with in our automobiles and our trunks to share. And as we take our Synergy journey, we should add more tools. So let me say, let's add 3 more tools. What you will need to make a simple video. Okay, first, you're going to need the smartphone. Obviously, you probably have that as a tool already, but let's maximize it. The second thing, you really need to have a Facebook or YouTube account. Now, in this presentation, I won't go into creating a Facebook. Jean has done that, and she's done a terrific job. And for the YouTube account, obviously, there's multiple resources where? On YouTube, how to create a YouTube account. So that's fairly simple. Plus, the Facebook and YouTube applications we're going to talk about today are really apps on your phone, which helps you make simple videos. And the third thing is try to maybe grab invest in a tripod or a selfie stick. These are resources that I found valuable for the reasons I will explain as we go on in the video. I want to make a small pause here and say that you might consider taking some notes, because at the end of the presentation I'd like to ask for questions if anyone has questions, and it might be something you want to readdress in the future. So here we go. So we've already decided what we have in our toolbox, and we're going to add 3 more things: your cell phone, maybe a selfie stick, and possibly a tripod. These are things that you can use to be part of your business. Take a look at the middle of the tripod here. The tripod has this little piece that I'm circling. That small piece is basically goes on top of the tripod and clips onto your phone, so that if you wanted to take a video in a spontaneous moment, you can actually do that with a customer in front of you. So how many times do you share a call or possibly share a moment with a customer and you talk about how wonderful the results of their experience taking, let's say, Pro-Arginine Plus? Well, you can conclude the conversation and say thank you and leave with a really good feeling, or sometimes you might say, you know what, how strongly do you feel about sharing the same feeling that you have with others? Would you mind if I take a short video clip, nothing more than 30 seconds, just to say, hey, this is Dave and Jose. Jose's a customer of mine, and he benefits from Pro-Arginine Plus. Take a look at more information below. That's it. It's like a 20-second clip that you can record with Jose or with Susie or with Jan, and you can really intrigue, what I call intrigue and disturb. What you want to do is you want to create a short video with a phrase or a word that will want the listener or the viewer to know more. So let's do an example. Okay, I've talked about a testimonial. If you have, you can start right there. You could say, look into the camera and say, hi, I'm David Munoz, and I have benefited from the nitric oxide therapy. I am no longer a pre-diabetic. Look at my ebook called Synergy, or ebook.com, or nitricoxideebook.com. Look below. Something simple. I'll show you. So it could be a testimonial you do yourself. You set up your tripod, set up your phone, look in there and give your testimonial. Or you could have, as I mentioned, a happy Synergy customers. Happy Synergy customers means more sales, and of course the referrals. They all mean money. And if you share with other customers that are not yet happy Synergy customers, you can create more. It's all about exposure. The videos that you take, the presence you take advantage of in social media, with the permission of the customer, of course, can help you grow your business. Now, as I said, if you carry around your selfie stick as a tool, you will be prepared. I mean, these 2 guys, look at that. They're happy customers. Somebody had a selfie stick and they took advantage of it, and there was another guy who wanted to take a testimonial of his own, a little bit bodacious, but I do that all the time. I could say, I want to take a short video of a testimonial of an experience I had. So here's a couple. Here's a Synergy distributor named Mauro. He was first a customer. He has a grocery store. He was very tired. And of course, as we develop a relationship, I said, Mauro, do me a favor, let's take a video and let's give your testimony and show how the Synergy experience has been good for you. I did the same thing with Rosa. You see the little arrow pointing to the Synergy product she has there. And I could go on and on. Here's more distributors. This gentleman, this is a funny experience because I met him for the first time, and the first thing he did was roll up his pant legs and show me his ankle. He said, because I talked to you, because I was fortunate enough to meet you, I no longer have pains in my legs and stains. And he rolled up his pant legs and showed me. I didn't ask for him, but he did, so I had to take a picture of it. I took advantage of the moment, and he said, sure, put it out there. I want them to see what the product has done for me. Here's my distributor in Florida. Here's the radio. As you know, I'm on the radio, so why not? The gentleman on the radio does help, share Pro Arginine Plus. He's a customer, and he supports me. And why not take a short video? We were taking a video just talking about one of the events that we're going to be having soon. So that's a short video I have on my Facebook page. And as you get the picture, this customer I delivered product to, I asked him if he wouldn't mind if I use a selfie stick to take our picture. He said, not a problem, so he did. All right, so let's get to the meat of the product here, of the presentation. How to upload a video from a smartphone to your Facebook page. So here we go. First thing you do is make a video. I have this video on my Facebook already. You could if we are friends on Facebook, you could look at it, or you know my YouTube account, David Munoz, Su Buena Salud. You could take a look at that 15-second video. So what I did is I downloaded the application for Facebook. It's on my phone. Took a short video on the phone. As you can see, it's right down here, right here. So I will select that video. I locate and select it, and of course there it is. And I have, you see, it's 14 seconds, and all it says is, "Hi, my name is David Munoz, and I was a pre-diabetic, but I'm not a pre-diabetic anymore. Want to know how? Read my free ebook, nitricoxideebook.com. Click below." That was it. Something to that effect. And after that, I just wanted them to look at the video, be curious how I was able to avoid diabetes, and lead them to the ebook. And everyone on the call should have the ebook or know about it. It's a great tool that can help you. Okay, so how do you upload it from the smartphone to your Facebook page? So after you've selected it, you select Upload to the location. In this case, the location is my app, my Facebook app on the phone. So here it is, and as you can see, when your Facebook, before you upload it, it gives you the opportunities to say something. So what you want to do is say something like, pre-diabetic no more. See my free ebook, nitricoxideebook.com. So I'm pointing them, it's really a call to action, so that they can click and find out more. And of course, then I will post on Facebook. And this is how it looks on my Facebook page. Little video, and down below, and I see here Gene liked it already. Thank you, Gene, and a few other people, since I posted it yesterday. And it's getting exposure, and it's working for me while I'm here giving the webinar. Pretty cool thing. Same thing for YouTube. Now, the YouTube is pretty much the same. You make a video, you locate the video and select it. This time we're selecting the YouTube app on the phone. Of course, could be an Android. The phones work very, very similarly. Now for YouTube, they will ask you for a title and a description, and they will also ask you for tags. So without going into too much detail, what you want to do is you want to add a title, and my title happens to be Pre-Diabetic No More. NO, of course, nitric oxide, no more. And I say this video will explain how I was able to naturally address my pre-diabetic concerns with the power of nitric oxide therapy. See my free ebook here. And I again ask them to click there. And of course, I will go ahead and publish it. And this is a image on the left-hand side of the YouTube image on my phone, and on the right-hand side is the image on my computer of the same video. Now, for something totally different. Does everyone know how a lobster grows? Some of you may have seen this video, very interesting video by Rabbi Twersky, and he explains this. When we are under stress or uncomfortable, it's like a lobster. The way the lobster grows is that it doesn't grow with its shell. In fact, the shell remains rigid and the lobster grows inside its shell. As the lobster grows, believe it or not, he has to get out of his shell, hide somewhere under a rock or wherever, and regrow another shell so that he can grow into it again. And this happens several times during his lifetime, or her lifetime, whatever the shell might be. And so what I learned about this is that the stimulus for the lobster to be able to grow is that it feels uncomfortable. If the lobster had access to Percocet or Valium, then he probably wouldn't grow because he would be calmed and he would be satisfied. My Percocet and Valium can be my TV set, where it can be distracting Facebook videos. It could be, you know, I allow myself to be drawn away from the important things. So the important thing is that if we feel like a lobster and we really need to get out of our shell, we know that we have to do things that may at times be uncomfortable for us. So let me just give you some advice of what you can do to help you grow your synergy business and take advantage of this webinar and take the next few steps so that you could try to do your own videos. Obviously, the first thing is create a YouTube account and Facebook account. You might invest in a tripod. They're not expensive, probably under 20 bucks. What I did and what I advise you to do is take advantage of free classes, audio-video classes in your local library. I remember when Dan and I took a class maybe 2 years ago, and it's certainly paid off for me and us. We've made several videos with it. Read books or join meetup groups for video enthusiasts. Go on YouTube and learn. Obviously, YouTube is a never-ending resource for me. When I don't know how to do something, I want to learn something, I go to YouTube, even to the point of preparing this webinar. I had wanted questions, how to do certain transitions. I go on YouTube, I just ask the question, and all of a sudden there's more than several resources. Again, talk to your upline. I can't tell you how important that is. I talk to Dan many times when I'm stuck, and Dan may not have the answer, but he can get it, or I can look for it myself. But certainly bouncing ideas off each other really helps. Now, all of those steps I took was investing in software, which helps me create longer and more sophisticated videos. Things like a PowerPoint presentation as the one you're seeing now. How do you record it? And after you recorded it, how do you edit it? And after you edit it, how do you upload it and make it part of your presence, virtual presence on social media? That's nifty and handy. But keep in mind one thing, that I also have another gentleman that I listen to a lot. His name is Les Brown. And a quote he said was, anything worth doing is worth doing badly. So don't think that you're going to become an expert immediately. The biggest advantage you have is you have resources in your synergy partners that you can bounce ideas off of, or send emails, or even have telephone calls and bounce it off me or Dan or your upline. So you don't have to go through the learning curve that maybe some of us went before you. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself and in classes. I also want you to know that many of these applications, it doesn't have to be these applications, there's a lot of great video applications out there. Many of these have tutorials that are excellent that you can learn from. Just listen to them and practice it, listen and practice and grow with it. So are we ready? Are we ready to go to the next step and enjoy 2017 with our Synergy business? This could be one of the tools you can use. It could be in the grasp of your hand, as easy as your cell phone, to help you grow your Synergy business in 2017. And that is my presentation today. I want to open up the microphones now and see if there's any questions anyone might have regarding this video.
David, I don't have any questions, but I do have some comments, but I'll wait and see if anyone has any questions first.
David, this is Judy.
Hey, Judy.
Hey, and not really a question in so much as I love your quote from Les Brown, because that is so true. We all have that perfectionist, or many of us have that perfectionist gene, and we always say, you know, if I'm going to do something, it's got to be the best there is. And, you know, I like to fall forward to success. And so, you know, it's interesting to me when people say, well, you do that so well, and I'm thinking, you didn't see me at the beginning because it was pretty scary, and that's okay, because how are we going to learn if we don't try and make mistakes? So thank you so much for bringing that up.
Thank you, Judy, and that's so true, because in the process of doing things badly, and I just say badly in jest because obviously we want to do the best we can, but we have to do it, and in the process of doing things, we learn and get better and better and better at it. And there's no doubt about it. What the presentations I do now certainly are I feel a lot more comfortable in knowing how to do them than I did when I began. Any comments or additional questions?
Hey, David,
okay, great. Well, yeah, go ahead, please.
I actually have a comment as well from someone who's not very good at this but have done it, just as Judy was just alluded to. We've done it and we've done it, and I think that's really what is your message of, you know, you don't have to do it perfectly, is just do it. Even if you don't show anybody else, just do it so that you start to go through the motions. You'll never get it done if you stay frozen in that fear. And I think that's really one of the biggest lessons that I've learned from being in network marketing is, you know, just do it, even if you're doing it badly. And I love that you said that, because so much of the time we get it in our heads that, oh my gosh, I can't have a newsletter because I don't know what I'm doing. Well, you're never going to know what you're doing until you dive in and you do some research. You're never going to be able to make a video or put something up in a slideshow unless you try it. And if you're waiting for somebody to do it for you, you're going to be waiting an awfully long time.
Exactly. One of the places I started, Gene, and you just mentioned something about doing it, even if you're not going to share it. I started doing it with my family. With my son, you know, I said, film me. I want you to film me taking my Progenine Plus. I'm going to do a short clip showing how important the 2-minute daily discipline is, and have a short video. I've already done it with. I wound up doing something on YouTube with my wife. Of course, I say every morning we start off with our 2-minute daily discipline. That's how long it takes to prepare Progenine Plus. You should do the same for you and those you love, and that was it. And I put that video, but certainly before that video I had done many takes that I never shared, which were just practicing. So it is important to get out of the shell, if I can call it that, and grow and put yourself out there and just do it. Any additional comments do we have or questions?
David, this is Bob. Listening to Gene just now, the thought came to me how the confused mind always says no. There's always a measure of pushback when we try something new for the first time, and it's, I think, basically human nature, but you've got to get out of your comfort zone. That's one of the remarkable things about a network marketing business, is that it's a self-improvement opportunity like none other. And so, watching your webinar today is really inspiring to me. I've taken a page full of notes here. My one question, David, is with regard, I've already got a Facebook account, but I don't have a YouTube account. Is there a certain way to set up a YouTube account? Is it complicated, or how does it work?
It's fairly simple, Bob. You go on YouTube. There's in the main page on the upper right-hand corner is saying create an account. And then, of course, they're going to ask you this general things. It's going to be your name and your email, and is it for the public, and you want it to be a public, not a private account. And, of course, what do you want to call it? And, of course, they'll ask you to upload your, it's very similar to Facebook. They'll upload your profile picture and select the background, and before you know it, you have the account. And that's probably the hardest part of it, or the easiest part of it. After that, it's just starting to populate your YouTube account, just the way I told you, whether by your phone or by using software and lining up to YouTube. So, Bob, if you've loaded something up to Facebook, loading up to YouTube will be a very small learning curve to do, because they're very similar.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thanks.
Sure. You check out the YouTube videos on YouTube videos. They have a lot of great videos on how to create a YouTube account.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, David. Just go to YouTube and type in the search bar, how do I set up a YouTube account? And you'll propagate a bunch of videos, and most likely over 100,000 worth, and just take the top 10 and pick one of them that's got the highest number of views and just watch it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
David, this is Tammy.
Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning. I just wanted to let everybody know that first do a video. It is a little bit out of your comfort zone, and you're not going to be perfect. And just do it, the more you're going to get better.
True, and we do have a choice. That's why I love that video with the rabbi. He mentioned that we are all kind of like a lobster, and it's very uncomfortable. The stimulus for us to grow is to get out of our shell. So it's very poignant that we practice that in our business too. Believe me, sometimes it's painful for me, but it does pay off.
And it was painful for me too, but I survived it. So I just put yourself out there.
Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
And as the resident coach out there, if I just could, David?
Yes.
I would like to kind of throw out a challenge for everyone on this call that is uncomfortable and maybe a little bit overwhelmed right now, to go ahead and do a video. And I am sure that any one of the leaders on this call, and I'm kind of speaking for all of us guys, would look at the video and just share in the joy of just having it accomplished, and give pointers also.
Absolutely.
So that's my challenge.
Thank you, Judy. Absolutely. That's so true. That's what we're here for. Had Dan not helped me in my journey, I would be nowhere near where I'm at now. So I think that's very important to reach out to your upline or your fellow Synergy resources, partners, and ask for help. It's always good. We've been there, so the learning curve will be that much more easier to go through.
Morning, David. It's Donald.
Donald, good morning. How are you?
Good morning again. Yeah, I should say I'm one of the biggest lobsters out there, and I've been trying to do stuff like this for the longest time, and this year I've got to do this, and I appreciate your video, and it seems quite simple. I've got most of these tools, and I just need to just do it, and I will be in the next 2 weeks or so. So thank you.
Sure, and if you want to have fun with it, you can invest. I believe it's about $200 in the Camtasia software. If you want, and you just have to pay it one time, so it's not like something you have to keep paying over and over again. And I found that very, very valuable. And where did I hear about Camtasia software? I tried to duplicate what my upline was doing, Dan. And why not get a software that someone else is using, because when you have questions about it, someone else could help you on it. They have excellent tutorials in Camtasia, and Donald, that you can go through one at a time from the very, very basic, and then it just goes advancing little by little, and it's wonderful stuff. If you really like that stuff, you'll really enjoy it. Just putting in an hour or two a day as you, or even a week if you don't have time, just to learn that, and it'll pay off.
Thank you, David.
Sure.
Hey, David, I got a couple comments that I want to make, and that I hope people understand that you gave them huge nuggets on today's presentation. Going back to the rabbi's video with regards to the lobster, it's all about becoming vulnerable. And where did the lobster hide? It hid someplace where its enemies weren't going to attack it. So what David's telling you is step out of your comfort zone, start doing videos, find someone else that you know that wants to do videos with you, step out of your shell, become vulnerable, but partner with people who are also vulnerable so you can hide in that community until you get good at what you're doing and rebuild your shell so you can then get to become more progressive in the aspects of videos. You know, I have over 100, I have over 1 million channel views on my YouTube channel. Where did that come from? It came from a course I took about 4 years ago from Mark Hoverson. And I spent $995 for his course. He had six things that he did online, and only one of them provided me with where I'm at today. He had a course on branding. And in the branding course, he talked about branding yourself on YouTube. So I decided to begin the process of stepping out of my shell and brand myself on YouTube. And for the first year on YouTube, I maybe got a total of 5,000 channel views. Well, now I get 5,000 channel views every 2 days. And it's a process of growth. And when David talked in his presentation today, when you do that selfie on your cell phone, talk in terms of nitric oxide therapy. Every person on this call most likely has their own personal testimonial of what ProOxygen Plus did for you. Do not talk about ProOxygen Plus. Talk about nitric oxide therapy, what nitric oxide therapy did for you. If you talk in terms of nitric oxide therapy, you can say a whole lot more than what you can with regards to ProOxygen Plus. And what you want to do is what David hinted at. You want a great title, and you want a call to action. So if you talk in terms of nitric oxide therapy, especially if you have something like high blood pressure, hey, this was my blood pressure before I learned about nitric oxide therapy. As I understood this Nobel Prize winning information and applied it to my life, it took my blood pressure from this to this. Would you like to learn how you can use nitric oxide therapy to address your blood pressure naturally? Text me and put your phone number, or direct message me on Facebook. You know, you want a clear call to action and a great title that goes with it, and the content is all about nitric oxide therapy. And share parts of your journey. You know, don't make a 2-minute video. Make a 30-second to 1 minute video, and do some scripting ahead of time. Do some practice videos that David talked about where you can just share them on your phone and watch them, see what you look like, see how you need to change and then don't worry about getting it perfect. Just be authentic. And then post that thing up on Facebook or up on YouTube, or post them on both. Let both of those things, because once you get a video up there, that video works for you 24/7. And David, yeah. I don't know if you caught this, and I don't know if you meant to put it in here, but what a great opportunity to go and get out into the public by going onto meetup.com and looking for groups that enjoy making videos, and then start going to those groups and then learn from them. As you learn from them, you share your techniques and you share your story about nitric oxide therapy and getting that message out about nitric oxide therapy and what it did for you, what it's done for other clients that you have. And in that process, you don't know how many people within that group, as they see you do these videos, you're not trying to sell them you're not trying to sell them Project Plus. You're just doing videos on nitric oxide therapy and how you can educate people on a natural way to address their cardiovascular health concerns. And I can guarantee you, you are going to create interest, and then people will naturally ask you, well, was there a product that you used to do that? Sure, this is the product that I used. And then again, the 3 unique selling points for Project Plus: clinically proven, physician's desk reference, 262 quality assurance steps with 100% money-back guarantee.
Great, Dan.
Just a wide range of opportunity here, Dave. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. And yes, I didn't mean to put a meetup group, because a lot of people do like the meetup groups, and that's just another resource that we use, share with common interest. There's classes that goes on in the local libraries too that you can just meet people. And I want to tell you, I've gone to the classes in the libraries and wound up connecting with people that have become customers. So it's not that I go there, but of course I do. They will ask you, well, what do you do? And of course there comes your elevator speech, which leads to opportunities. And at the same time, if you are fortunate enough to meet up with someone that has your same interest in videos or photography or something in the library, then you might partner with them and create an opportunity that you didn't see coming. One more thing I wanted to mention, Dan, is that you mentioned the script. Part of this video was going to be a script that I was going to recommend, but I didn't want to make it too complicated. I want to keep it simple. But there's a fabulous app out there that I wanted to mention to those listening. It's called Teleprompter. Teleprompter. And what it does, it allows you to take a script that you've written on Word and transfer to your iPad, so that if you ever wanted to get serious about making a video, you can have that teleprompter scroll. You could just set it up. I use my ironing board and the iron to hold up my iPad, and as I set up the tripod right next to the iPad and holding the camera, as the camera is filming me, I'm looking at the camera but really reading from the script right next to the camera, so it looks like I'm looking at the camera but I'm really reading. And as the teleprompter app is scrolling, I can adjust the speed so it scrolls to the comfort level I want to talk about or see my presentation, and all the way from beginning to end. The wonderful thing about it is the teleprompter is free. I mean, you can get fancy ones if you want, but you can get a free teleprompter app, put it in your iPad, practice your script. I've practiced scripts 20 and 30 times before I've actually recorded it. So it's a wonderful tool, and it's fun, and you'll be so happy with the end product. So I recommend that you, again, think about that, add it to your toolkit, and just let's grow our Synergy business in 2017 by getting out of our shell and learning new things. It'll be fun in the process. Any other questions or comments before we wind up this webinar? Wonderful. So I want to really thank everyone for giving me the opportunity to be the presenter today. And those that are listening and perhaps have not been a presenter, you might want to make that one of your objectives or goals for this year. Say, I want to learn that so I can be to the point where I can share some of my learning experiences for the benefit of all. So thank you, everyone. Have a terrific day.